everybody! It's time to do some crafting. This is Christina at Scrapcraft and Stitchery, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And find these pictures. I am going to do another page in what I'm calling my winter journal here today. So I might put these things in. These are kind of celebrating the backyard. We had this archaeological dig to dig up this cool brick patio, which I still need to refinish from when I bought my house. So I'm going to get that journal out. This is kind of my current scrapbook state-of-the-art thing. This is really kind of helping me. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for being here. I'm explaining these things to you. I want to really show you how I use my junk journals that I've made. I've done another flip through on this book, which is available if you like it. You can, I have a couple of also just how to make junk journals. I don't have, this is a page making this. I have both kind of a short video that goes over this and just shows you what this is. And if you want to see like the details of how I made this, that's there. This is a bike ride, a terrible picture of me. I kind of messed it up. I just printed it out and it didn't work very well. I kind of like this page, which I've already kind of put some washi tape. I think this will go very well with kind of the spring, colorful, bright, vibrant, and the greens in these pictures. And I think I might go ahead and just start filling this in. From there, these are some other pictures. My partner had really decorated like the backyard for me and surprised me with this beautiful table set up, and it's hard to see here, but he, I mean, just did this table and it lit it all up at night, and I have these pictures of it. It's just so lovely. It's such a lovely memory. I have plenty of pictures here. These two are really of the archaeology dig. I think I have another one because I'm pretty sure, right? And then this is just like the echinacea with the pink flowers that grows in my backyard, and it's starting to come in. This is like middle of April, and this plant is like starting to grow again, and I'm super excited about that. So I'm probably going to put these in with some washi tape. These are just printed from my, Google Photos, and I printed them onto just regular paper, and I think that they look great. They probably won't last forever, and that's okay with me. And where did that other photo go? Because I know that I have one more photo. These are just some things from a magazine, from a catalog. It is missing in action. I really don't want to go and reprint that. Did I have it? Did it go underneath here? Of course it did. There it is. So the question is, how do we want to do this? And it's nice that I've already gone through and I've made some ephemera, and I have this card. This I think was a freebie that came with something that I had ordered, I believe. I don't remember exactly. I put like another, just really great to have a start on this page. So I put this together and I kind of started to decorate it. I made this like, I had a leftover piece of the master board that I used to cover this. I made a master board. I will make a video at some point of doing that. And I cut it up and I used it to cover this book, and I stitched across it, but then I also used it to make a pocket, and there's some sari silk that I sewed onto this before I used it, and then I folded it over, and this is, and I did a piece of sari silk on both sides, just to kind of give it a little bit of interest, a little bit of like bulk, and so now I get to decorate this, and so maybe you made a journal, and the idea of this video is to really kind of just give you ideas for where do you go from here, because you have this thing, it's maybe like really pretty just by itself, but it's not really meeting its ultimate destination, its ultimate fate here, because while it's pretty, I kind of like the idea of putting something like that so it's showing here and covering up this bit of, this is coffee dyed paper that was burned in the oven, and so I kind of like the idea of kind of finishing out this and just kind of looking like it was always like that. I might want to back that with something and see what I just kind of might have lying around here that'll match that. I think I have some cardstock. I knew it. See, this is great. You don't put your things away and then you can use them up. I like this because it matches that. I don't like that it's going to cover up my little bare washi tape down here, but given that this is washi tape, I think that I can kind of just pick this up and put it back down. The other thing I could do is just put it above, but I really like the idea of using this washi tape now to stick that down. And I might, I could leave this as a flip, but I think, let's check this out. There. I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm probably going to just stick this down, and it's going to help reinforce this kind of really brittle piece that's been kind of flaking off, and I think that'll help that. So let's go ahead and just put this extra piece already in here. I think it matches really well too. And I'm going to put the tape obviously here. All right. That's been decided. That's good. That makes me feel better. We're solving a little bit. It's not really a big problem. I mean, but we are making some progress here already. And I do like that. So I'll probably like either, I want to talk about this archaeology jig and how we moved into the house and we found this brick patio and then we dug it up. It's very cool. And again, I'm just going to start pulling things. I've been cleaning. I left certain things. I have certain projects that I've been working on, and I have like little bits and scraps and pieces, and I do have a scrap bin, and I do try to throw things in there as I go along. But I don't always, and sometimes things get left, and so I always do kind of to have just a bit of odds and ends and bits and bobs of things, wonderful things that are left floating here, and so maybe they never make it into the scrap pile, and that's fine. I'm going to pull this out. that I do want to kind of live in there, but I do also want to decide what I'm going to add to this and what I'm not. So I have this is like one of the best things about my backyard, is that it came with a barbecue, this brick barbecue pit, and I was looking at the house and I really, really liked it, and this was one of the last pictures as I was flipping through on Zillow, and I'd been looking for about a month, and I'd been out and looked at a couple of houses. They just weren't really what I wanted, and I was looking at this house and I was like, this is the house, and I got to this picture, and I was like, this, I do think it needs some work. I need to paint this probably, but there we go. I feel like I might, you know what? I really like this idea of having this on this page like this, and you don't see it until you pull this out and you don't know what that is, because the idea of this was all, oh, a hidden patio that we've dug out. So I really love having this kind of like hidden behind this card, and you can't see quite what it is, and you have to figure it out because it really just fits so much with like what happened with this patio. I really need to kind of get out there and dig all of these up and flatten them, because this has like been gone for a long time. Great. So I need to figure out, this is wonderful. So I'll probably put a title here. Then I wanted to say something like archaeology dig, because that's what this is. And then I'll probably do journaling on this card. And I'll probably leave this the way that it is, and journal on the back of this. That is, I think, this is going to be pretty simple and easy, guys. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I might put some more decorations on here. I might kind of put that there. But, yeah, I'm not going to do a lot here, I don't think. I'll add a little bit of, like, bling once I get this title figured out. But I think, I mean, we could. See, like, this is the same paper, I think. I'm going to have to make some more deli paper. I'm going to put that down there. It'll tie this red in over here to over there. It makes this a little bit more interesting, I think. Kind of pulls in from the, like, brick. These colors kind of also looks kind of like a fire for your, you know, barbecue oven idea. Love it, love it. Okay, so I'm going to put that down because I like that. I am going to put it down the side like that and use it to frame these photos and kind of tie them down on this page so that's not so what it is. And I'm just, again, I have a little bit of extra leftover things that I haven't quite cleaned off my desk. So the idea here is really I'm just kind of using those things as I go along. So they will not make it back into my scraps, which is making me happy. We will have to go into the scraps one day and make some things. But today is not that day. So we could put this up. I like the idea of having it just the way that it was. Like that. I tore this. I think I cut this with my paper cutter, and I think I still need to order a new blade for that, because it is not doing a good job. I'm going to have to pull out my other one so that we're not ripping things up. There we go. I'm going to offset these, one here, one there. I think that looks good. I'm going to leave just a little bit so you can see this, but also this. Just using my glue stick to stick these things down. The cats are locked out today, but they are still leaving their cat hair everywhere. I'm going to glue this into this book so it's not in my way anymore. Okay, I'm going to do a title here. I'm going to do journaling on my card. I'm going to hide this. And then I think I'm just going to add a few more decorative elements. I have these like butterflies and these pretty oranges and stuff. And I'm probably going to stick something over here once I get the title figured out. We are going to do this quick and easy for a change, guys. No fuss. This was already super decorated, so super easy to come in and just take a few things that I had already decided I wanted to do and do this. Great. Very excited. Very, very excited about this. Just add this again to show that this was kind of a covered up thing. Make it a little more hidden. A little bit more to discover. I am really liking this. This was such a fun little find, and it was such an exciting thing. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yes. Great. I might just do a little tiny bit of collage here to kind of fill in this space with something a little bit interesting to look at. Also, just using up little bits and pieces of paper that I've used for other things recently. The bears were already there. They have nothing to do with this, and that's perfectly fine by us. I'm going to put a piece of this washi tape on here. Just as another piece to go on here. I am going to add the title here. Do we care? Yeah. I'm kind of like looking at this washi tape and trying to decide if there's a particular piece of this that I want to use. And I'm going to tell myself to get over it and just stick it down. Kind of get a little off track sometimes. There we go. That might be a little bit too much. Maybe. I think that's going to be too much because I am going to do like a title here, and it's going to be a pretty, I want to say like archaeology dig, and I think that's going to be pretty busy. And so, at least until, I don't want to add a really busy piece of washi tape to this until I can at least see how that looks. If that makes any kind of sense. Okay, but that might work. That might do it. We're going to have to add something down here as well. So, because that's just not going to work. We want to maybe put something down here to kind of fill in a little bit. Maybe make this a little grounded. Hee hee, I made a joke. I made a pun. Grounded. To ground my picture there. You could also put a little something here if you wanted to make a little title, a little label might look really cute. So we might add something there. Great. That'll do that. What do we want to do for a title? I kind of want to stamp something. I kind of have been playing though with, I think I might print a title for this. I am probably going to have to go away and see. I kind of, stickers. Maybe I have some stickers that might work. Let me go dig something out. All right, I am back. I found these alphabet stickers. I think these will be great for this, and I'm super excited to use them up. Oh, look at that. A bonus sheet of, I had no idea that that was even on there. Or like a transparency. Look at my transparency. Can you see it? Oh, no, you can't. Great is what I'm going to do, because while I'm doing the stickers, I like to have a card here. This says, I thank the universe for taking everything it has taken and giving to me everything it is giving. Balance. This is Ruby Kaur. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. I like to write quotes on things. I'm going to write out archaeology. I am going to use this as a guide because I can only do one thing at a time, and if I don't have that spelled out to look at, I am likely to get lost in the middle and not finish it correctly. So, archaeology is the big word, and I'm going to write dig down beneath it. So I'm probably also going to start in the middle of archaeology and transferring these so that it's kind of a little bit more centered or a little more along the lines of where I want it to be. Now, we shall see if all of this works. You could probably do this in a very fancy way and arrange the letters onto your like ruler. I guess I probably, with this font, want this to look fairly aligned. So, and straight. How easy are these going to come off? Not too. Okay. So let's say I want that to go there. This is the E in the middle of archaeology. And I'm going to start the O and then I'm going to go backwards, back to arc. Archaeology. These should be easy to line up as long as I keep them consistent. I think that's showing up very well on this. So I'm pretty happy about that. I am going to get this H. I could extend this title out, and maybe I will, Archaeology Dig, to make it like a news kind of a thing, since this is a news kind of a font. This whole sticker set is saying, like, extra, extra, read all about it. Archaeology Dig uncovers ancient patio. Okay, we're still spelling correctly backwards. Sometimes there is a method to my madness, sometimes not. I'm always full of big plans, and I don't always get to the end. Yeah. Archaeology. I'm going to use the big A. Did I also use a big R? Don't think so. Okay. Well, it doesn't. Let me check my phone one more time. Hold on. Hold this thought. Right? Okay. Aha! We forgot an A. I totally looked this up, and I totally also misspelled it. We're gonna have to fix this. I was trying to not do too many things at a time. There is another A. We did not spell it correctly. I looked it up, and then I didn't look at it when I spelled it. I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can totally do that. Everything's going to be off. Let's see if I can get these up and have them re-stick. I think so. This is like deli paper, but it's paint on deli paper, and these stickers are old, and they're really sticky. Okay. Let's not make another mistake. Okay. I have it written down there. Archaeology. Logy. Okay. The study of. I'm going to write this down while I'm doing this. Okay. This is correct. The first time I spelled it wrong. Oh my. Archaeology. I like definitions. If you don't know what to write, define something, is the study of human history through material remains, such as artifacts, architecture, and sites, such as this patio. Artifacts, architecture, And sites. Okay, I want to use this quote down here when we're done. So, or rather, definition. What do you think what do you think arc means in archaeology? You should look that up too. I mean, I know logy is the study of. Archaea is like bacteria, and I think that it means ancient. That would make sense. But the reason I'm thinking this is that architecture also has the same structure. Ology, and then yes, I am where I think that I am. I just always like to have that extra bit of confirmation, you know? I feel like this is very much like how old booksetters used to do this, just one letter at a time, and you'd make it, put everything out, and then make your one print. And that's also kind of how I'm feeling. I guess I'm just really, really, really getting into this whole history kind of as I'm doing this. So much fun. Okay, we have the Y. I think I have spelled it correctly, and it has fit onto here very nicely. I am a little bit worried that these stickers they're very square, and you can feel where they're coming up, and I'm afraid that that's going to get caught on something and not stick. I'm super excited to be using my things up today. This ripped, maybe? Anyway, super excited. I'm going to be really nerdy. I'm going to finish this as a news headline. And I'm probably going to use this sticker. Because I love that this is a headline now. Just really oh my gosh, it almost fits on there. Some words I can spell, like dig and under, uncovers. Uh-oh. Will we have enough O's? This is a very O-heavy game we're playing. V. See, I can't. I was already skipping ahead. Uncovers E. Okay. I am just happy to be here doing a little crafting, doing a little bit of just visual journaling, really is what I'm going to call this. Memory keeping as well. But just really playing. This is one way to really use your junk journal for something. And that's what I want to show. I want to show you, I use my junk journals in a lot of different ways. And I have already kind of started this one as a scrapbook kind of a thing. And so there's that. But I also started one yesterday. And my other journal that I started is kind of a junk journal. And I'll probably do a lot more of collage style. And I think is what I want to do with that is really push myself to start using things that are more ephemera from every day. I guess that I do that. And I will probably also be tying a lot of these vintage things that you see strewn over my desk right now. And that's just kind of my style, right? I will go from having something very modern to something very vintagey. And I think it all goes together. And I hope that you have found my channel because you just want a little inspiration on your own journey of figuring out what your style is. And so I'm going to tell you a few things. If you stick around, I'll probably talk about some things while I'm trying to design stuff and eye stuff and what I think looks good. And I hope that, tell me what you think and show me your things. I'm going to start a Facebook page where we can kind of come together and do this. I might do this on Instagram. Oh, these peas are stuck. They didn't get cut. Well, good thing we have scissors. And so I hope that, as you're coming along, you can kind of start to you'll share your own designs and your own things that are important to you and find your own style for doing this. And I hope that this provides you with just some ideas and some inspiration, and it always helps me to get unstuck, to see somebody else doing what they're doing and being like, oh, I have this thing or that thing and I want to use that. Because I have so much, so many supplies, and I think it's just really truly wonderful to get them out and get to play with them and make them into something instead of just having this sheet. I'm going to have this great thing, and I've been able to play around with this and use it as inspiration for what I want to do. And I just by using what I have in my, in my stash of art supplies or my stash of scraps and the things that I've collected over time. Super excited to actually use some of these things that have been just kind of sitting for a long time. We're gonna have to use a big O, and once again, it's always surprising how many things I still have left. I like this examine life. I wonder if I put that on here, if that would show up. Oh, I tore it. Don't like that. Okay, if we tear it this way, be a little more careful. Okay. All right, that can go there. Let's put this oh, yes. Right, I'm gonna put this on here. I do kind of like how that balances out the dragonfly. I hope that this will stick down onto this ribbon, but I like the way that it layers on there. I guess we could have made a tag, like a tab at the top. It's very cool, great, and I'm going to put this on here and hope that it doesn't take up all of my journaling space. We'll see how much I have to say about this. I need to cut that because it won't fit in one piece. It's just a little tiny bit too long. Put this on the back. We can either put it on there, but I think I'm going to put it like on the bottom. So this will have kind of a margin on this side, which is a little bit, what I'm going to say is interesting. Okay, so that will, I'm going to probably, I want to write a little bit about this. I'm probably going to write pretty small here. So this will be my journaling space. This adds just a little bit more. Ooh, I put that on the wrong side. Does it matter? Do we care? Do we care? I can probably fix this. Okay, let's fix it. Nope, it's gonna stay there. Okay. I think it's fine. I feel like it's a little upside down. And you know what? Does it matter? And the answer is no, it don't. Does not matter at all. I want to, like I said, put this definition of archaeology here, and I'm probably what I want. Actually, I have this, right? See if I can find, let's put this over here. So I was just looking at this. But I have these. Oh, there's a big piece right there. This is like some graph paper. It's on a big pad that I got. I think I got it on Temu. I'm going to write really small on this, and I need to find something, a black sharp pen, and I think I know exactly what I want to use. And I want both a very fine point and a very juicy pen. It's not going to run out in the middle of me rewriting this. I'm going to write this very small. Archaeology is the study of human history through material remains comma, such as this patio. Artifacts comma, architecture and sites. Since this is a definition, you could have added archaeology would be a noun. So you could have put a little noun, you could have put a little pronunciation guide, just like in a dictionary. I love that. I'm going to put this right there to fill that space nicely. It kind of brings this paper color into a rule of three. There's one here, there's one here. This is the same color here, even though it's a different paper. So that can go there. I am going to leave this card pretty much the front of this as it is. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to this. I had thought about putting a button here. I don't think it needs it because I think I'm going to leave it like that. I like it a little bit plainer rather than having these other elements. I think I am just going to stick this down with the glue stick. Go. I could put it over here in this corner. I am kind of going to use it to fill this space. So I'm going to put it here. I like how it's bordered by this washi tape that I put down. This does make this whole thing look very long, and it is a little buried, and so that's good. It's kind of really what I'm looking for, is like this uncovering where it's kind of a little covered at the top, it's kind of a little covered at the bottom, but you kind of start to see what's happening. I am going to flip this card, like I said. I put it in there, it was a little bit backwards. I can maybe add another piece of washi tape along here to kind of give this is just some paper that I made using, gosh, what is that thing called? I always forget. It's a jelly print. I will make some more eventually. Right now I'm just trying to use all of my jelly print up. This is a nice soft gray pen. Do I want to use this? What will it look like? I think that'll look nice, and I think it'll tie in nicely with that. So I'm going to go ahead and try and use this. This is kind of a sharp pen, and hopefully it doesn't rip into this kind of delicate avocado dyed paper that I've put on here. So I'm going to do my journaling. I'm going to write kind of a bit. I want to really kind of write about the excitement and the fun that it was to find this. So it will do that now. Sorry, the neighbor has started mowing. I'm sure you guys can hear that because this microphone is really good and it picks up everything. This card is going to work like this. You're going to pull it out and then you're going to flip it up this way. I can put an arrow on it. But I will maybe just let you guys play with that when you find it. When the archaeology uncovers this book and is like, what was Christina up to hundreds of years ago? That is that. I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining me today while I went through this archaeology page. I hope you've enjoyed this very detailed walkthrough. I hope you've gotten to craft with me or you've gotten some ideas from this. If you like this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I would love to see if you want to drop down in the comments if you got some inspiration from this and crafted something. Please be sure to share in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is just so much fun to go through these memories and create new memories of working through this process with you. Thank you so much for joining. This is Christina at Scrapcraft and Stitchery. Until next time, happy scrapping. Goodbye.